Okay, so Battlefield 4 came out 8 years ago, basically. It came out in 2013. It's 2021 now, so basically 8 years. And yeah, so it's an older game. I wanted to see how it holds up in the year 2021. So that's basically what this video is. To see how Battlefield 4 holds up in the year 2021. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so the campaign. The campaign in Battlefield 4 I kind of liked. It's pretty good. It's like a modern style campaign, not futuristic, not set in the past, which is typically my favorite campaigns for like a war type games. So yeah, the campaign's pretty good. In terms of seeing if the game still holds up to today, the campaign is still pretty good. It's the same as it was at launch, But yeah, like there's a few bugs and glitches here or there. But games still have those, so yeah, it's not, just because it's an older game. And like those bugs and glitches are basically just like, a few things clipping out here or there. Just kind of knocks you out of immersion for a bit, but nothing really game breaking that I could tell. And yeah. Like in my opinion, the Battlefield 4 campaign is like one of the best campaigns from the Battlefield franchise. And like the last Battlefield game, I believe, that has this type style campaign where it's like one big overarching story besides like Battlefield Hardline. But because like Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5, they had, they're the two most recent, and they had like the campaign that was broken down into like miniature stories instead of like one big overarching, one just big campaign, one cohesive story. It was, individual small pieces. I think they called it war stories or whatever instead of campaign. But yeah, and I mentioned glitches earlier. Right here's a glitch where the guy just kind of clips through the boat. So yeah, it just falls right through it. Like I said, not really a game-breaking glitch. And that brings us to the next section of our Battlefield 4 video, the multiplayer. Okay, so how does the multiplayer in Battlefield 4 stand up in 2019? Does it still hold up? I mean, it's still pretty good. Like, I could find matches, like, surprisingly quickly, actually. Like, I was expecting it to take a few minutes. I know when I did the team deathmatch search, that's the match you're seeing here, it took a bit. But, it eventually found one. But it was fairly quick, quicker than I thought it would have been. And then when I did the Conquest, which is this one, it was basically instant. It was right as soon as I did it, I was in a match, ready to go. So yeah, so that means there's players. The lobbies are, had quite a few people in it. So yeah, there's still people playing the game, which I was kind of surprised by because the game's 8 years old. It's still a good game though. I like it. The multiplayer is pretty fun. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know about that because we're supposed to see if it still holds up in 2021, and I kind of think so since you could find matches. So yeah. It kind of surprised me how quickly you could find a match for the game modes because, like I said earlier in the video, the game's basically 8 years old. And normally when games hit that point, there's not much of a community left and you can't really find matches. So, it would take a while to find a match, but I found a match fairly fast. Because like with the Ghost video, it took longer to find matches, and that game's more new than Battlefield 4 was. So I guess there's more of a Battlefield 4 community currently than there is a Ghost community. So, yeah. But like, I would say that Battlefield 4 and just Battlefield in general influenced like the newer CODs and stuff because the newer CODs have like the large-scale map game modes and all that. So yeah, I think that's most definitely inspired from Battlefield. The Battlefield series because the maps are always big, and then that of course they have like the smaller modes where it's like smaller portions of the maps. But yeah, I think a lot of that came from Battlefield, and hopefully when Battlefield comes out their new game, it'll be pretty good. I'm hoping for, something similar to Battlefield 4, like time-wise. Nothing futuristic or nothing in the past. Just modern day kind of, Battlefield 4 style, Battlefield 2, something like that. So, yeah. I also need to mention, like, the test range mode, because basically you could test out your multiplayer classes and, like, the vehicles and see how they work and all that. It was pretty fun. I think a lot of games are missing this because I want to be able to test this stuff before I go into matches. Like, this is a cool way to do it, and yeah, I think more games should do stuff like this. So I think Battlefield 4 was pretty good, and I really like the firing range and test range. So does Battlefield 4 still hold up in 2021? I mean, yeah, I think so. You can still find lobbies and stuff, so if you want to play it, you can. Now, is it like, the new CODs and stuff? Not really, but, it's still playable. It's still pretty good. It's for a classic Battlefield experience. So, yeah, I think it still holds up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.